It's time for Dave's Toolbox, the weekly show where I talk about software that I just love. It's like Oprah's favorite things, except I'm a white guy in Minnesota talking about software. Basically the same thing, right? In this series, I cover tools that we use on client sites, software that we use to manage our six-figure agency, or just personal productivity tools that I use day in and day out and want everybody to know about. But today, I want to talk about a financial tool because it's tax season and a lot of new entrepreneurs, or maybe even old entrepreneurs, are stressed out right now. And so I want to show you some software that will perhaps make your life a little bit easier come this time next year. Start now, and then next year, tax season will be more simple, I promise. Now, in my opinion, there are 3 tools that every business should be using to help manage their finances. The first one is the main focus of this video. It's relayfi.com. More on that in a moment. The second one is an accounting tool. In the United States, if you want to work with a CPA or a tax professional or a bookkeeper, you really have 2 options. You can choose QuickBooks Online or you can choose Xero. I have used both of these tools for several years, and to me, it is very clear that Xero is a far superior tool. So I recommend using that if you're just getting started. Finally, you need a way to get paid. One of the biggest mistakes that new entrepreneurs make is they treat payments from clients like they would a paycheck into their own personal income from their jobby job. Now, I don't recommend doing this from day one. Get your own business bank account, which we'll cover in step 1, and then set up a payroll system in order to pay yourself, pay contractors, or even pay employees if you get that far along. I have used numerous payroll tools in the last 20 years, and let me tell you that gusto.com is by far the best payroll solution that I have ever encountered. If you hear people raving about it, it is authentic. This tool is actually amazing. I will have links for Xero and Gusto down below in the description. Go ahead and check out those tools. And if you want to know more about either one, let me know in the comments and I'll make a dedicated video on each one of those tools. On to the subject of today's video. This is relayfi.com, aka Relay. Now, Relay looks like it's a bank account. In fact, when you log into Relay for the first time, you'll go, that's a bank account. But it's not, because Relay is not a bank. It even says so right here. Relay is a financial technology company, which means that they actually like technology. Have you ever used a bank account where the bank actually liked technology? It doesn't exist. That's why you need Relay. Now, it's important to note that Relay actually uses a real bank, and it is FDIC insured. The bank is called Thread Bank, and it's basically one of these banks that a lot of software companies have popped up and started doing this kind of top layer business bank account with a real bank account underneath. And Relay is by far the best one out of the ones I've tried. One of the primary reasons that Relay is so powerful is that they deeply embraced Profit First, a book on accounting for non-accountants. Now, this book first came out about 10 years ago, and I happened to read it right away when it came out. So I've been practicing Profit First for about 10 years at this point. And when Relay came on the scene, it immediately was obvious to me that this was the future that every small business should go in. So I'm going to summarize how Relay works with Profit First in this video, but I do recommend going and grabbing the book. It's available as an audiobook if that's your thing, or you can get it on Kindle, hard copy, whatever you like. This is a #1 bestseller for a good reason. All right, so here is how you set up the Profit First system inside of Relay, and then I'll kind of explain why it's so powerful and why I believe most businesses should be doing this. The way Profit First works is the author recommends setting up multiple bank accounts, one for income, one for owner's pay, one for operating expenses, one for profit, and one for taxes. And notice here that the income, owner's pay, and operating expenses should be checking accounts, and then profit and taxes should be savings accounts. Before Relay was a thing, if you wanted to do this at your local bank, you had to walk in, make an appointment to talk to a banker, and maybe you're a new business owner and you don't have tens or hundreds of thousands of dollars in your bank account, and you're telling them, yeah, I need these 5 sub-accounts inside of my bank account. They might just tell you no. At minimum, you're gonna get a few strange looks. So if you're an introvert, having this part taken care of online is a beautiful thing. Adding a new account is super easy. Once you log in, just click on Add Account. You can choose between a checking account and a savings account. Now, if you're following Profit First to a T, the next step is to set up bank accounts at a different bank that you can offload your tax and profit money so that they're not tempting to you, that you don't feel like you can reach out and grab them and spend them on something impulsively. So for that, you could use any local bank, any chain bank that's nearby you. The next step is to determine your target allocation percentages. So that's a fancy way of saying we're adding all of these buckets like profit, income, payroll. We need to figure out how much money goes into each one of them. If you Google Tap Calculator, Profit First, you're going to find various calculators. I'm going to click on the first one here from Royer Accounting. They're going to basically walk you through how to do the allocations for each one of your new sub-accounts. Now, the Profit First book goes into great detail at how to actually arrive at the proper percentages. So I'm not going to belabor that in this video. Definitely go check out Profit First or do some more Googling to figure out the target allocation percentages for your business. So after you've got your account set up and you've determined your allocation percentages, then all of the money that your business earns goes into that income account. So every day, everything we earn goes right into this account. The idea with this is you can quickly log into your bank account, look at your income account, and have a good idea of how you're doing on a day-to-day basis. Then twice a month on the 10th and 25th, you're supposed to log into your bank account and distribute the money in the income account to the other sub-accounts. The idea here is then you'll know exactly what's available to you for things like operating expenses, and you'll also have the money set aside automatically to pay your taxes. So when April 15th rolls around, you can just pay directly from your business bank account right to the government and not have to stress at all. Now, truth be told, you'll probably need to make quarterly payments if you earn enough money, but for the simplicity of this video, let's stick with the April 15th idea. Once again, I am not a financial advisor. Now, before Relay existed and I was using a different bank, I actually had a Google Sheet set up, and I would go in and type in how much money was in our income, and I'd have the formulas all set up with our target allocation percentages, and it would tell me what I needed to transfer into each individual bank account. Then I had to log into our bank account and actually do the transfers. It was kind of a pain in the neck, even though this was supposed to be making my life easier. But with Relay, they have something called auto transfer rules, and this is exactly what it sounds like. They even have an option here for profit first rules. So I'll click right here and I can set up my allocations exactly as I want them. So I can call this profit first. And then every week on Monday, I could say keep $200 in the income account, distribute 20% to operating expenses, 60% to profit. And then if I had an account for taxes, I could go ahead and transfer the rest over to the tax account, which I don't have another account on this. It's just for demo purposes. But you can see here, I can actually add a new account right from this screen where I'm setting up my automations. It's a really well thought out UI. It's definitely a technology company and not a bank. And that's a good thing. So once you're all set up, you can just create the auto transfer rule. And then every Monday, your money is moved into the appropriate accounts, basically automating Profit First for you. Now, Relay has some other great software features here that you don't find with a normal bank. I want to point out the card situation is really wonderful. So after I create a new account, immediately I can go ahead and create a debit card for it that I can use online instantaneously. So just click right up here where it says create card. You can choose between a virtual card and a physical card. This is not a one-time use card. I want to be clear here. It's a virtual card. You'll get the account number and you can make purchases with it right away wherever Visa is accepted. You can also have a physical card mailed to you if, doing things in person actually happens for your business. Relay also has a receipt scanner, so you can go ahead and scan in all of your receipts and actually attach them to specific transactions inside of your account. You don't have to just take pictures either. You can send them via SMS, via email, or inside of the Relay app on your phone. It auto matches the receipts to the transactions for you, so there's no manual involvement. It just looks at the totals, and as long as those match up, it will line them up inside of the app for you. Relay has really great team features too, so you can add any users that you want. Just click Add Team Member. You can go ahead and give them a permission level, just like you're being added to your website or something like that. And it even works for your financial advisors. So if you do have a CPA and you want to give them access to Relay, they can do that right here. Relay works with all of the software that I need. You can see that it integrates directly with Xero as well as Gusto right down here. And if you have multiple businesses, you can even have multiple businesses right inside of your Relay account. Just go over to Add Business, click Submit New Application, and you can link up as many accounts as you need right inside of your main login. Everything I've shown you in this video is completely free. I have personally never paid for Xero. I use their $0 per month plan, but they do have Relay Pro, which is $30 a month. And this basically gives you the ability to do a lot of auto pays and importing of bills. You can see here that we get auto import bills from Xero or QuickBooks, and you can view and manage bills from a central hub, and you can set up multi-stage approval workflows for bills. So if you're a larger company, this tool might really come in handy for you. So that's Relay in a nutshell. I have never been happy with a bank in my life, but I am happy with Relay, probably because it's a technology company and not a bank. I've got a link down below if you want to sign up for Relay and see what all the fuss is about. I appreciate it if you click that before making a purchase. I might earn a commission if you do so. My name is Dave Swift. Thank you for watching Dave's Toolbox. Be sure to like and subscribe if you haven't already. Leave me a comment down below if you have any questions about Relay or anything else, and I'll see you in the next video.